Okay, very good afternoon, all of y'all. So let's just continue with the lesson. Are any of you, whoever is present now, have any class at 4? 4 to 5, do you have any class?
Ma'am, I have a class at 4 to 5.
What class do you have, Aishwarya?
Basketball, ma'am.
Basketball, okay. Any else? Anyone else? Okay, just Aishwarya. Okay, fine. Okay, we'll see if anyone else is there. We'll see the majority, because I don't know if I'll be able to take class for y'all from 7 to 8 today, or 6 to 7. So I thought I'll take 2 hours class today, but we'll just see when the rest of the class joins. To start off with, all of you are done with your homework?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll start off with Adrit's homework. Explain the process of winnowing, the method of separating components of a mixture. No, Adrit, I want you to redo your first answer. That's not the correct answer. Okay, winnowing is one of the methods of separating the components. It is not, I don't want you to just say that. I want you to explain how winnowing is done. Okay, so redo it and write examples of situations in which sieving is used. Examples of sieving are fine flour is separated from coarse ground with the sieve of stones, pebbles, sands, and okay, fine. Just redo the first question along with it.
Okay, ma'am.
Aishwarya, have you sent me the homework? Aishwarya?
Yes, ma'am. I have to send you.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks.
Soumya, you haven't sent me your homework.
Ma'am, I will send it.
Yeah, please do it quickly, both of you.
Ma'am, I have sent you.
Okay, I haven't received anything. I'm still waiting, so I'll let you know if I get it. I've not received it yet.
Yes, ma'am, I sent.
No, Aishwarya, I think you got the wrong number. I haven't got anything yet.
Okay, ma'am, I will check.
Yeah. Aishwarya, is your mom's name Sri Devi or something? Is she there? Aishwarya, are you there? Soumya, what happened to your homework?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, is your mom's name Sri Devi?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll just send you a hi. Send your homework over there.
Okay. Actually, I'm outside.
Okay, so you're attending class outside.
Yes.
Okay, all right. But I've reminded you so many times. Okay, I can excuse you for 1 or 2 times. So please don't make this a habit. Okay, as soon as you're done with your homework, please send it to me on WhatsApp. Don't make me ask y'all. Go home and as your first thing, just send me your homework. Okay, Samya? I think you
Yes.
didn't send me your last homework too. So don't miss your homeworks. Okay, don't make me keep reminding you. I've sent you a hi, Aishwarya. You can send me your homework there.
Okay. Ma'am, do you have class on May and June?
During May, you'll be having your summer classes. Hopefully, you'll be having your science classes also. I'll confirm and let you all know. I hope you're all aware about the summer classes. Are you all aware of it?
Yes.
Yeah, so you have handwriting, you have drawing, and you have English speaking, and yeah, you have one more. So I'll be taking care of handwriting and drawing, and also English speaking. So if any of y'all are interested, y'all can join. All right.
Ma'am, you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Aishwarya. This method is often used by farmers to separate husk from grains. Farmers stand out a height with the mixture of grains and husk in a flat tray. The mixture, when allowed to fall from a height, when it falls, as being lighter, is blown away. Okay, I see with fine holes. The separation of random weight and see with bigger holes is used to separate purpose. Okay, very good, Aishwarya. Thank you for your sending your homework. Just make this regular, okay? Like as soon as you're done with it, just send it to me. Okay, so to continue with the lesson. So we saw different types of separating substances. We saw handpicking, winnowing, threshing, and sieving. Okay, so I hope all of you are aware of what each one of it. Handpicking is using your hands to pick out all the dirt particles or pebbles or stones. It may be separating two useful substances or one useful and other non-useful substances. The other method is winnowing. Winnowing is basically with the use of air pressure and the density of the material, you're separating it. And finally, threshing is nothing but when you beat the substance in order to separate it. This can be done using bullocks and machines. And the last technique is sieving. This is nothing but using a filter. We're going to filter the smaller particles from the larger particles. Now, you've seen that there are 4 techniques of separating substances, but there are some situations where you can't use these 4 techniques also for separating them. So what will you do in that case is what we're going to see now. Okay, so it is not possible to separate components of mixture by winnowing and hand picking all the time. Okay, for example, there may be lighter impurities like dust or soil particles in the rice or the pulses. So how are how are they separated? What do you do? How will you remove? For example, there is rice, and with rice there is dust particles and all. How you can't take the dust particles separately? What will you do? How will you clean it? You will, before cooking the rice, what will you do to the rice? Any of you? Adrit?
Ma'am, can you repeat?
Before cooking the rice, what will you do to the rice?
Ma'am, we'll clean it.
You clean it using what?
Ma'am, water.
Water. Very good. You will wash it. Only if you wash it, it will go away. Okay, you cannot use any of the 4 techniques that I've taught. Okay, so you wash the rice or the pulses before you usually cook it. So when you add water to these, what will happen? These impurities like dust particles and all, they will get separated. And these impurities, they go into the water. Now what will sink to the bottom of the vessel? What will come to the bottom of the vessel? The dust or the rice. What will be at the bottom of the vessel once you wash it? You have full rice. And you have certain things in the bottom. So what will be in the bottom? Rice or dust? Any of you all? Dust. Very good. So dust is what will be in the bottom. So why is this dust settling? Why is the rice not settling? Any of you? It's because dust is heavier than rice. So settling is called as sedimentation. This is the new term. It's called as sedimentation. All right. So you can see even when you would have noticed, for example, you're having lemon juice. So you're drinking the juice, all the seeds will go and settle in the bottom. This is known as sedimentation. Okay, so when the water that is along with the dust is being removed, so now after you have sedimented, what you will do? You will filter the rice, right? So all the things that is in the bottom, that is the dust, you will filter it, you will remove it. So when you're removing it, what will happen? The dust will come separately and the rice will come separately, right? So basically, when the water along with the dust is removed, is known as decantation. So two terms, sedimentation and decantation. Okay, so we're going to see other mixtures that can be separated using sedimentation and decantation. So your fifth technique is sedimentation and decantation. Your first one is hand picking, second winnowing, third threshing, fourth sieving, and fifth is sedimentation and decantation. Okay, so this same principles is being used for separating mixture of two liquids that do not mix with each other. Give me examples of mixture liquids that do not mix with each other. Quickly.
Ma'am, oil and water.
Oil and water. Very good. Okay, so oil and water is one of the best examples of two liquids that do not mix with each other. Okay, so this same principle we're going to use here. Okay, so for example, oil, they do not mix with each other. Water. Okay, so for example, you will separate this by sedimentation and decantation. So if a mixture of such liquids is not allowed to stand for some time, they form two separate layers, right? So what will happen? The water will be on top or the oil will be on top?
Water, ma'am.
Water will be on top. No, oil will be on top. Okay, because oil is lightweight than water. Water is heavier. Okay, so water will be on the bottom and oil will be on top. Because water is heavier than oil. All right, I hope it is clear. So now similarly here you can see two separate layers are being formed. That is rice and dust. Similarly, two separate layers, oil and water. Okay, so the component that forms the top layer can be easily separated by using the technique of decantation. So oil can be removed by using decantation. All right, so we're going to see another mixture, for example, solid and liquid. Okay, so after we prepare tea, So what do you do to remove the tea leaves? How will you remove the tea leaves?
Ma'am, you filter.
You use a filter. Very good. So that is basically sieving. Okay. So sieving is the nothing but use of filter. So you can also use decantation over here because all the leaves will settle down, or all the leaves will settle down and all the tea will be on top. So you can use this method of decantation again. Okay. So now when you're pouring, after you leave the tea for a while, now for example, you're having two containers. Okay. Listen carefully. You're having two containers or two vessels. Both the vessels have tea in them. Okay. So both the vessels have been like, the tea is just freshly made. Okay, the tea is freshly made. Okay. Now the boiling is happening. There is tea leaves. Okay, there is tea leaves. This is A, this is B. Okay, so now you're going to boil this. So this is boiling heavily when this is boiling heavily. Okay, you're just taking this out of the stove and you're going to filter it using sieving. Okay, now here what you're going to do is you're going to first let it settle down. What will happen in decantation? What will happen in decantation? Tell me. Anyone can tell me. Now you're going to, this you're directly taking it from the stove and you're filtering it. This you're allowing it to decantate. So what happens to the vessel after a decantation? Soumya, what happens to the vessel after decantation?
Ma'am, it will look kind of watery, the vessel.
To look watery, that's not the answer I want. Adrit, can you try?
Ma'am, it looks,
What is the meaning of decantation?
ma'am, removing of substances.
Removing of substances. Okay. So before decantation to occur, we need sedimentation. Only if sedimentation is there, decantation can occur, right? So basically, what happens in sedimentation here?
Ma'am, the substances will,
Correct. Tell me.
settle down, ma'am.
What substance will settle down, the tea or the leaf?
Ma'am, leaves.
Very good. This is the answer I want. Okay. So you're letting it settle down. You're letting it. So basically, the sedimentation process is occurring. Sedimentation and decantation. Sedimentation is nothing but the process of settling of the heavier particle. Decantation is nothing but forming of two layers. Okay. And then you're removing it. And after this, you're going to do. 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. Yeah. After this, you're going to do. Saving, which will filter, like which will be more easy to filter, A or B? Aishwarya, can you tell me which will be more easy to filter, A or B?
Ma'am, B.
Why B? Why not A?
Ma'am, A because for B it may take time because for the tea leaf to settle down.
Okay, but your answer is B, right? You told me that it'll be more clear and more easy to filter in B than A. You didn't tell me A is easier.
No, ma'am, I just changed.
Okay, so you're telling A will be easier.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what about you, Adrit?
Ma'am, B.
Okay, so Aishwarya is saying A. Adrit is saying B. What about you, Soumya? A or B?
Ma'am, I think A.
Okay, so Soumya thinks A. But the correct answer is actually B. Adrit is right. Okay. Why? Because when you're just taking it from the stove and you're going to do filtering, it won't easily filter that that quickly, what will happen? All these tea leaves will be on top, right? Because they have not allowed it to sediment. So when they're on top, they will block the passage of the sieving. So they will not let the tea pass through very quickly. It will take a lot of time. Okay. But here, when you let everything settle down and you pour it, the first thing that comes out is the tea, not the leaf. So then what will happen? Quickly the tea will pass through and the leaves will be on top. Do you get it? Why sedimentation and the decantation is more quickly happening than sieving? If you ask your mom also, once she boils tea, she won't directly take from the stove and she put it. She'll keep it down for a second. She'll take out from the stove. She'll keep it in the slab for at least 1 minute and then only she'll filter it. Okay, so always sedimentation and decantation and then sieving is more preferable than sieving directly. I hope it is clear. Is it understandable?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, all right. So, okay. So now you know that all the tea leaves in it. This process of sedimentation and decantation and then using of sieving method is known as filtration. All right. Okay, so y'all can just take note of it. Make note of everything. And tell me when you're done. Tell me your name and tell me when you're done. Before that, I'll just see if anyone else is in class.
Ma'am, this is Soumya. I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done, Aishwarya.
Okay.
Ma'am, this is at the time done.
Okay, great. Deepika, are you there?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, since you joined a bit late, you can revise it using you can see the lecture. But I hope you have taken note of whatever is there on board. Have you?
Ma'am, I need a little more time for completing it.
Okay, okay. Take your time and tell me when you're done. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I'm done, ma'am. Deepika.
Okay, great. All right. So I hope the class remaining of your whoever was there in the lecture understood what was taught so far. Next part you're going to see is now you're just taking a vessel, okay, and you're going to heat the water. Okay, you're going to heat the water and you're pouring a lid on top. After a while, you're removing the lid. What will you notice under the lid?
Tiny bubbles.
Tiny, tiny bubbles. What are the tiny, tiny bubbles? They are
Water.
water, right? So also, this is the lid part. The vessel part. What something will be coming up the vessel part. What is this?
Ma'am, heating, ma'am. When it heat, evaporation.
This is water vapor, right? So when water vapor hits a particular surface, it cools down, right? When water vapor, so when gas, so water vapor is nothing but gas. Whereas water here is liquid. So basically gas is being turned into liquid. So the conversion of gas into liquid is known as evaporation. Conversion of gas into liquid is known as evaporation. All right. So this process of conversion of water vapor here is evaporation. So the process of evaporation, it takes place continuously wherever the water is present. Okay. So where else now, for example, where do you think salt comes from? You get salt, right? How are you getting salt? Where do you think we get salt from?
From oceans.
From the oceans, exactly.
From
You
oceans.
know that the ocean is having salt water only, right? So basically the sea itself is having salty water. So, but how are you separating the salt from water? You're right.
Ma'am, can you repeat?
How are you getting, you're telling me that you get salt from the ocean. How do you get the salt from the ocean? It's dissolved in its dissolved state, right? But how do you like separate salt and water?
By filtering or sediment? No. I think filtering.
So if you go to the ocean, you go to the beach, you just take a filter. If you filter it, salt will come up.
No. We no, I don't know. I think it's collecting water and then we dry it.
You're right, exactly. So basically, you don't collect the water, you allow the sea water to settle in small, small pits. So basically, you know that there is the ocean and there is land underneath, right? So this land, you're going to dig small, small pits. Okay. So basically, what happens when little amount of water is allowed to stand still, this pit is like separated from the ocean. Okay, it's not dug within the ocean. So basically, you're taking the salt water, you're digging the land, and you're pouring it over there. Okay, so these are pits. Okay, and these pits are exposed to direct sunlight. So basically,
like, does the land suck all the water substance from it?
it doesn't suck all the water actually, because you know, for example, there is a soil, or if there is a plant that you have, you're taking a pit, you're going to dig it up, you're going to plant over there. There's only sufficient amount of water you can pour. You know, you cannot pour plenty of water. It will take a lot of time for it to, you know, suck it. So it's going to take a plenty of time if you're pouring like gallons of water. Okay, so what happens, the sun rays will hit the water that is being you know, stored in the pit, and what will happen, the water over here, it will evaporate as steam. So here evaporation occurs, and remaining, so only water evaporates, remember it, only liquid. So I've clearly told you, gas turns to liquid. It turns to liquid only when it hits the surface. Okay, so here it's an open area, it doesn't hit any surface, right? So it keeps evaporating, it keeps going up until it hits the surface. Okay, so remaining is there is only the solid particle, that is nothing but salt. So once it evaporates, all you have left is salt. So you might, yeah, like what Deepika asked is a very, very nice question. So you can ask that, why doesn't the land suck the whole water? So how will it be separated? The thing is, the land actually, it does suck all the water, but Evaporation is more quicker than that. Okay, because the sucking of water by the land is a long process. It takes a lot of time. But evaporation is more quicker. And that is why you get the salt. All right. So what you're left with is salt. This is how you're getting salt from the oceans. It is through the process of evaporations. Okay. So the seawater, it contains many salt mixed in it. You know that. So one of these salts is one of the common salt that we use for cooking. Okay. So when the seawater is allowed to stand in these shallow pits, water will get heated up by the sunlight and it will slowly turn into water vapor. So that is through evaporation. So in a few days, the water will evaporate completely, leaving behind all these solid salts. So common salt is obtained from this mixture of salts by further purification. So have you all noticed rock salt? Have you seen rock salt?
Yes, ma'am. I have heard.
Yeah. So rock salt is nothing, but it's a bit more bigger than salt. Okay. You can see salt is more like a finer sugar, finer sand, right? So, but this is more rocky. It's a little more bigger. Okay. So this is mixed along with tiny, tiny salt. So this is rock salt. This is common
Ma'am,
salt.
is it in the color of red or brown?
It is there in red. There is also white rock salt. Okay, it's not necessary it should be in that color. I'll maybe show you an image for better understanding.
Okay.
That is called red salt. What you're saying is, yeah, you can see over here. This is the color what you have been telling.
Yeah, ma'am.
But
I'm talking about this one.
yeah, this is what is there. But you can see there is a white one also, right? So you have mixtures. Okay, it depends on the salt you are filtering. Okay, maybe in Indian oceans you will not get such salt. Maybe in the Arabic oceans you will get the red salt. Okay, it works like that. All right, just a minute, guys. Hello, I'm taking class, bro. Yeah, bye. Ah, okay, okay. Bye. All right. So it depends on what salt you are letting to evaporate. Okay. So you can see rock salt is it, common salt is it. So how is this separation done? How will you separate rock salt and common salt now? Tell me. Anyone brilliant enough?
Sieving.
Through
Sieving.
sieving. Who said sieving?
Deepika.
Okay. Deepika says sieving. I want all of y'all to try. Next person. Next person. Adrit.
Yes, ma'am.
How will it be separated?
Ma'am, by
It's okay, try. It's not necessary. Need to be correct.
sedimentation.
Okay. Can you explain? She's telling sieving because directly you will filter it. Sedimentation, how will you do sedimentation, Adrit?
Ma'am, the sediments will, and the ma'am, they settle at the bottom.
Okay, so you're saying that. So which will settle at the bottom, the rock or the common salt?
Common salt.
Common salt, okay. If we are going to do sedimentation, then it's not the common salt, Adrit, because I've told you clearly that only the heaviest substances will go down, right? So the rock will be at the bottom. All right. Okay. Next, Soumya.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me.
Ma'am, decantation.
Decantation, okay. Which is the same thing as Adrit told. So sedimentation and decantation. So Soumya and Adrit. Okay. And Aishwarya.
Ma'am, I think it's sealing.
Okay, it's sieving. Okay, so Deepika, since you told sieving, why do you think of what Soumya and Adrit told is wrong? Can what Soumya and Adrit told be right?
Ma'am, sedimentation and decantation are mostly used for separating water and the solids, right?
Okay, I didn't mention that, but okay. So you're telling that is the reason why it's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Aishwarya? Why do you think what they said is wrong? Or do you think what they said is right?
Yes, ma'am, because in sealing, the common salt will be easily separated by filtering.
Filtering. Okay. Okay, all right. Now Adrit, you tell me why is saving wrong.
Ma'am,
Tell me. It's okay, you can just try, not an
ma'am,
issue.
because saving removes impurities.
Seeing the most impurities. Okay, all right. So actually, the correct answer is sedimentation and decantation. It is not sieving because rocks are not as fine as flour. Have you seen flour? Flour is more minute, right? You just take it in your hand and you press it, it becomes, it becomes like dust. Have you seen dust? It's more lighter than that of salt. Salt is a bit more bigger. So sieving cannot be done in salt purposes because you cannot filter them that minutely. Sedimentation and decantation can be done.
Ma'am, but when we remove sand, like we take a bit of sand, it removes the big particles and it separates the small particles, right? The same thing is salt, right?
That's right, Deepika, you can do that. But my question here is, yeah, you can do that. But what do you say? You can't use sieving method for separating salt and sand. What you can use for separating salt and sand is you can mix the salt, mix sand and salt. So will sand dissolve in water?
No,
Does
ma'am.
salt dissolve? No, it won't, right? Only salt will dissolve. So you will mix them, you will filter them, and you will evaporate the water to get the salt.
But we can even do saving, right?
You can't directly do sieving. You have to evaporate it and then only do sieving. Sieving is not the first step you will do, okay? Because both of them are bigger particles. They just vary a bit in size, okay? So it's not sieving, okay? Sedimentation, you can do that because have you noticed your mom and all what they will do? They will first, for example, a can full of rice you have, they just beat it up. When you're beating all the rock particles, it comes to the top. Have you noticed it? You take a container,
Yeah.
you take, so when you just tap the bottom of the container, all the rocks come on top, right?
Yeah.
So that is the method. So you're separating them into two layers and then you are removing them. So sedimentation and decantation is the method you will use over here. Okay, and it's not necessary it should be only two liquids or one liquid and one solid. It can be anything, okay? All right. So I've only given diagrams over here. So since I taught you all, write it in form of words you understand. Okay, evaporation and evaporation used at vessel, like water evaporation, and removal extraction of salt. Please note perfect. Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, do we have class today even at 6?
No, actually, I'll not be present at 6 today. So I thought I'll take 2 hours today, but I think Aishwarya has another class. I wanted to check with the rest of y'all. Do you have another class?
No, I don't have.
Okay, all right. So we'll see. Yeah. I think probably Aishwarya has to refer a lecture. Anybody ask something?
Mom, I have a class.
Sorry?
Mom, actually, I have a class at.
Oh, what class do you have?
Mom, I have art class.
Art class. Oh, you've joined it for art class in Chanakya.
No, Mom.
Okay, outside. All right, all right. Fine. Then probably we'll have to compensate this class to another class since both of you are not there. Okay, we'll see. Maybe tomorrow same time. 3 to 4.
No,
tomorrow.
ma'am, actually, sometimes we have our lunch really late.
Acha. Okay, so each one of y'all just text me privately whatever time is comfortable for all of y'all, because tomorrow I don't think you're all having science class. So tell me at what time you're all free tomorrow, and I'll take the missed class today tomorrow. Just text me on WhatsApp, all right?
Yeah. Ma'am, when we boil tea, then also we find water on the top of the lid.
Yeah.
How?
Milk is not just milk. Milk, there is water in milk. I hope you're aware of that.
Oh.
Okay, there is water in milk. That is why it comes on top. All right.
Yes.
There's water contained in everything. Even in fruits and vegetables, there's water contained. I hope you're aware of that. So there's water everywhere. Okay, because you're getting the milk from the animal. The animal drinks water. The animal cannot just get milk by eating food. It needs to consume water. So milk contains water. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So basically, when you're getting milk from the cow or anything, what do you say? For example, 100% you're having milk means in that only like 20% or 15% is the milk content. This milk is nothing but the fat that the animals eat. It's the fat, carbohydrates, vitamin, all these together mixed in water is only milk. So remaining 80% is water only. Only 20% is fat or carbohydrates. So majority is water.
Yes, ma'am. I've heard.
Ma'am, this is other time done.
Okay.
Ma'am, I'm done. I should.
Yeah. I made a mistake, guys. Just a minute. Please make the corrections. I'm really sorry. Yeah. Please make the changes. It's liquid into gas. I guess I hope all of you are done. Are you all done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that's it for today. We'll continue in next class, which will be tomorrow. So please just send me your comfortable timing. The majority will be taken into consideration. All right. Any doubts so far?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Okay. Yeah, tell me. Ta.
I have a doubt in the chapter number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said that it was fibers and fabric.
Mm-hmm.
So in that I asked my teacher. It wasn't in my syllabus, but I asked her. She said that fibers and fabrics is actually like our board exams are like they are shifted to 8th class, right?
Uh-huh.
So she's saying that we don't have the chapter fibers to fabric in our board exams.
Okay, then it's good only, no? If it's not there, you have one less portion to worry about. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, so always knowing information never goes in vain. Learning is never off waste. Okay, maybe now you're the only person who have studied this lesson in your class. You're having extra knowledge than the rest of the class. Okay, so it's fine. If you don't have it for board exam, then it's good. We not study this lesson for your board. Okay. Okay, fine then. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Just text me the timings and we'll allot it. Okay, bye, all of y'all.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.